Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial on responsive design using HTML and CSS. So responsive design is an important aspect of UI and UX designing. Responsive design is a design that responds to the user's behavior and the environment. So if the user has an Android phone or an iPhone and the screen size is different, and let's say the orientation is different, he's using a landscape orientation, then in such cases the website needs to respond to that orientation or screen size. So in order to make the website respond to that, we have to make the website responsive using responsive design principles. Responsive design is making your page compatible with mobile devices like tablets and smartphones. Responsive design has become increasingly important due to the advent of mobile technologies. Okay, so let us now look at the steps that we need to follow in order to achieve a responsive design. So the first thing that we need to do, the first step is to add meta tags. The second step is to design using Flexbox. The third step will be adding CSS breakpoints using media queries. So let us look at the first step, which is adding meta tags. So meta tags display information of the web page to the browser. So basically it provides information of the web page to the browser. So who is the author of the web page? What is the character set that is being used by the web page? Such information it provides, as well as it also provides whether or not the website is using a responsive layout. Okay, so in order to make the tell the browser that the website is using a responsive layout, we need to add the viewport meta tag. So viewport meta tag is added to your web page to make your website look good on all devices. So we need to add this meta tag, which is meta name is equal to viewport and content is equal to width is equal to device minus width. So the width will be equal to the device width. So suppose you are opening the website on an iPhone or you're opening the website on a tablet. So it is going to take the width of the tablet or of the iPhone due to this meta tag. So now let us add this meta tag in our project. So I'll just go here in the head section and say meta name is equal to viewport and say content is equal to width is equal to device minus width, and let's close the bracket, and there you go, our meta tag is now added to our website. Now we need to go to the next step. Okay, let us now go to the next step. So the next step is designing using Flexbox. So design using Flexbox. So let us understand what is Flexbox. So Flexbox module makes it easier to design responsive website layouts. It provides some CSS properties which are used to make responsive design. So using Flexbox, we can easily create a responsive design, and this is a module which is provided in the CSS language. So let us understand with an example. So let's add this given HTML to your body. So you can see here that I have a div tag as my main div, then I have two nested divs inside which has two images. So the first div has an image of an apple, the second div has an image of an orange, and the width and height is 250 pixels. So let's go ahead and add this HTML to our project. Alright, so inside the body, first we will have a main div tag, then there will be two nested div tags, here and alright, one more, Okay. Alright, so inside these div tags now we will add the image tag. So image source is equal to apple.png. As you can see that I have already uploaded this image, which is apple and an orange in my project. So all I have to do is write the name of this file inside the source property. Then we will say the width as 250 and the height as 250, and then we can close the image tag. Alright, same way we can do it here. So let's say image source is equal to orange.jpg. So the file extension is png here and jpg, and width is equal to 250, and I can say height is equal to 250, and then close the tag. Alright, so now if you want to format it, let's format it a little. Alright, now if you run the project, let's see what happens. You can see that we have our apple and orange. They are being displayed in the output. Let us look now what we have to do next. So add class properties to div tag. So in order to add some CSS, first we need to add some class properties, which is flex container, flex item left, and flex item right. So the main div will have flex container, and the nested divs will have flex item left and flex item right. So let's add to the main div class is equal to flex container, and let's add class is equal to flex item left, and here let's say class is equal to flex item right. Alright, now the next thing is going to be, so this is how my output looks. Alright, so you can see that currently this is how my output looks. So let us now look what happens after we add the CSS. So how will our output look after we add some CSS? Let us look. So let's create a .style.css file and add the following CSS. Alright, so flex container will have display flex direction row, will keep a font size of 30 pixel, will align the text in center, and the color will be white. So I have already have a style.css file which I have created, and I have linked it in my index.html. So we'll go here and let's say flex container, we'll say display flex, then flex direction will be row, then text align will be center, and color will be white. So that's it, I think. Yeah, so we missed font size. Yeah. So let's add font size as 30 pixel. Alright, the next thing that we can do is now we need to style these nested divs, which is flex item left and flex item right. So let us see how we can do that. So flex item left needs two properties, flex 50% and padding 10 pixel. So let's add that. So I'll just go here and say, I think there should be a dot. Yeah. So flex item left alright, and we will have flex as 50% and padding as 10 pixel. Same thing we'll do for flex item right. we'll say flex 50% and padding as 10 pixel, and let's see what happens now. Alright, notice the change. Do you see that now what is happening, that both this apple and orange are now inside one single row. Okay, previously they were in two different rows. Apple was in the upper row and the orange was in the lower row. Now they are inside a single row itself. So this is how our output should now look. So what all changes did you notice? So if we do the design analysis, this is what we will find, that the Apple is now taking 50% of the browser and the orange is now taking 50% of the remaining part of the browser. Alright, so how will it look on an iPhone? So this is how it is going to look on an iPhone. 50% screen will be taken by the Apple and 50% will be taken by the orange. Alright, so this is how we can create a responsive design using Flex module of CSS. So let's now go to the next step, which is adding media queries. Suppose we want to create a breakpoint at, let's say, 600 pixel or 800 pixel. How we can do that? Let us look in the next step. Okay, let us now look at the next step. So the next step will be adding CSS breakpoints using media queries. So what are breakpoints? Breakpoints tell you where exactly the layout of the website has to change. So suppose when your website is going to go in mobile view, let's say you want the layout to change, so that can be done using breakpoints. It tells you how the content will respond to different device width. So we can set breakpoints at different device widths. Suppose at 800 pixel, I want a column layout. At, let's say, 600 pixel, I want a column layout, and at 1200 pixel, I want a row layout. So such kind of layouts can be added using breakpoints. Breakpoints can be added using media queries. So in order to add a breakpoint, we need to use media queries. Let us look at an example. So change background color for devices with max width of 600 pixel. So suppose the device has a maximum width of 600 pixel. So we will change its background color to dark sea green. Alright, so let us try this out. So if I want to add a breakpoint, I will say add the rate media, and then inside round brackets I will specify the max width to be, let's say, 800 pixels. Okay, it should be 600 pixels. Alright, and now let's select the body of our HTML and let's change its background color. So background color to dark sea green, and let's click the run button and see what happens. Notice that the background has changed to dark sea green, and if we zoom in the page, the background is again different, and when we again shrink the page, the background is dark sea green. So this is how media queries work. We are going to add a breakpoint, and according to that breakpoint, the layout or design of the website will change. Alright, let us look at the next one. Change orientation to column for screens with max width 800 pixel. So the orientation we will change to column. So currently, what is the orientation? Flex direction is row. Alright, so suppose when the website goes in mobile view, let's say it goes in mobile view for 600 pixels or 800 pixels, then this flex direction should become column. rather than showing a row, it should become a column. So we can add that using a breakpoint. So what I will do here is I'll say media, and let's specify max width is 800 pixel, and then we will select the flex container. Alright, and we will say flex direction as column. Alright, so now let's run this and notice the change. What is happening when the website is on a larger device? It is showing a row layout, and as it becomes smaller, it is now showing you a column layout. And there you go. Even this media query that we added, that is changing the background color, is getting triggered as it becomes smaller and smaller. So this is how we can create a responsive design using media query. So 3 steps we followed. Make sure that you understand those 3 steps. The first step was adding a meta viewport meta tag. Okay, adding a viewport meta tag. The second step was creating the flexbox design using our HTML. Alright, and the third step was to add the media queries. So this is how it appeared before on an iPhone. You can see this is before we added the media queries, and after adding the media queries, this is how our design will look. So I hope the concept of responsive design is now much easier.